In this video, I'm going to be talking about Immortals of Aveum.
Who?
If that was your reaction just now, then you're not alone, because I had the same reaction when I heard about this game. To be honest, this game kinda dropped out of nowhere, and I didn't see any gameplay trailer or promotion about this game. But luckily, I was able to get it for free on the PlayStation monthly games. So for you who are curious about this game, it's an FPS game where you basically have Doctor Strange powers, and you're kinda in the middle of this big ass war over control of the magic that surrounds the place. You play as this dude named Jack, which is a dude that's pretty lucky because he's able to wield 3 types of magic, which is very rare in this world. Because apparently most people can only learn 1, and probably 2 if you're really lucky. But Jack's the lucky bastard who won the genetic lottery and can use all 3, which is blue, red, and green magic. To get straight to the point, I would say the game is worth a try, only if you don't mind the story being Disney-like. So what I mean by that is expect like a lot of awkward humor in this very light-hearted story, but be prepared for the clunky gameplay, especially if you play on the PS5, which is where I spent most of my time playing this game. In my opinion, I would wait for a good deal on it though. I don't think this is a game that you need to try immediately, but if you have nothing to play, I mean, it could be a viable game to try. And it seems like the consensus for this game is like a 7 out of 10, and some people would even rank it as low as a 2 out of 5. After playing the entire campaign, I can see why they got those scores, but I think the main issue in this game is just the combat. It's fun and all, but the performance on the PS5 is really what held it back from being a more enjoyable experience. Like, understand that this is using the latest and greatest Unreal 5 engine to basically power the pretty ass visuals that's going on, but if it's gonna take away from the gameplay experience, I don't think it's worth it. If you're gonna make an FPS game, I feel like you really need to ensure that the game runs pretty consistently at either 60 FPS or even like 30 FPS without experiencing any lag. When there's a lot of particles going on the screen, the game kind of stutters a bit, and it gets on my nerves because there isn't really a performance option to really fix it. Like, you're just stuck with the ability to just toggle the FSR mode or probably enable VSync. I tried messing around with those settings and it seems like it didn't make any major difference for me, so maybe this game is better on PC, who knows. And hitting some of the enemies in the game doesn't feel very satisfying. And I don't know how to explain it, but when you target an enemy, it feels like there's something off. Like, I feel like the game lacks some aim assist. I mean, it's not too unplayable, but by not having the aim assist in a first-person shooter, it's kind of awkward. I mean, like, I don't have the ability to like zoom in any of my shots and make it more precise, so I expect there to be a little bit of aim assist, or at least have a toggle for it. Some of the big gameplay focuses that they want you to do in this game is to switch in between different colors in order to like take out these specific enemies. However, it is such a pain in the ass to do so. Like, you have to keep tapping triangle in order to switch elements. I don't know if you can just bind these elements with specific keys on the PC, but on console it's kind of a hassle to do so, to just keep spamming triangle until you get to the color you need. Like, in my opinion, they should have just added a scroll wheel, similar to how like GTA 5 has it, you know, just to make switching the different elements a lot more efficient. I also think that the developers missed some opportunities for some satisfying moments. Like, some of the games have satisfying parry mechanics, or like maybe have some cool sound effects to give for that euphoric feeling when you get a kill. In this game, I don't have that feeling. What they should have done is made the melee more satisfying than it was, because whenever you punch someone in the game, it didn't feel powerful. It felt like you were just pushing the enemy away to give you enough space to throw a couple more shots or give you a chance to run. But for me, it isn't really fun, because the way I like to approach melee mechanics, especially in a single player game, is I like to treat it like an instant win button. Like, imagine you run out of ammo and your only last ditch effort to kill your enemy is just a melee, and you actually get it. To me, that is very satisfying. But in this game, I don't really get that satisfying feeling with the melee button. Like, I rarely used it throughout this game because of how useless it was to me, to the point where sometimes I would forget that it was even an option that you can press it. Not being able to slide or duck behind cover was another missed opportunity. With how chaotic and fast-paced the game could get, like, it should be something that I feel like we should have added in the first place. I'm okay with sliding not being added to the game, but having the ability to crouch behind something would have added a moment to reload or maybe even plan your next attack. Moving on to the shield, that shit was very underwhelming. I rarely used the button until it was towards the last half of the game, where I discovered there's this ability to regain health if they break your shield, which was crazy powerful, but before I even knew about it, I basically forgot that the shield was even there. What they should have done was added like a cool parrying mechanic where you can pull like a reverse Uno card and send their attacks back to the enemy. Like, I thought that'd be pretty sick. Like, it would be some real Doctor Strange shit when he was fighting himself in that musical battle in Multiversal Madness, but like on a much smaller scale. When it comes to the enemy types in this game, I think they were pretty fine. They were challenging enough to keep me entertained when the story isn't happening, but the boss battles were a pleasant surprise. I didn't expect the game to have quite a few of them. Like there are some that were pretty unique to where you have to utilize every tool in your arsenal in order to take them down, and there are some that just requires you to just spam your magical abilities until they stop moving. If the game ran smoother, I think I would have enjoyed those battles, but the game ran at such inconsistent frame rates that it was kind of hard for me to enjoy these boss battles. Other gripes I've had with the game is just that sometimes the dialogue would just be cut short if you select the dialogue option too quickly. Like, at least let the conversation play out. If you spend so much time recording voice lines, at least let them finish it. And it's not only this game, other games do that. I hate when they do it, but I have to point it out when I see it in the game. Oh, and also, some of the world doesn't feel authentically lived in. Like, you'll see some soldiers around just eating at tables or having random conversations, but then I'll see some random dude just sweeping somewhere that doesn't make sense. Like, I enjoyed when I saw, like, other people using their magic to do everyday tasks, but it's only limited to, like, floating a carriage or just flying while talking at the same time. You know, to flex on the people that can't use magic because you think you're better than them. But anyways, I'm going into spoiler territory, so if you want to experience the game on your own, you should probably click off right now because I'm going to be talking about a lot about the story. I know the story isn't going to appeal to a lot of people because the story has this kind of like Disney Channel vibe. And what I mean by that is everything seems so innocent, but when the stakes get raised, the villain's motives aren't too dastardly evil in my opinion.
You can talk?
Can you?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? That's what you sound like. Soft and squeaky meat. Goat mouth. You talk like fear with its pants too tight.
I think they look good.
Like, this game reminds me so much of that Nicolas Cage movie they had in Disney Channel called Sorcerer's Apprentice. Like, I don't know why, it just kind of reminds me of it. Like, even our main character in this game kind of embodies a lot of the Disney cliches. That awkward, cringy humor that, you know, they love doing. That's literally Jack. Like, that's his character.
That lie is just so... How do I put this? I'm not buying it. Alright, you're training me, personally. You command the entire army of Lucium, and it's just what? It's, oh, hey, how about I raise a few phantoms here for this kid I just met because I guess I got time to spare? It absolutely works that way.
It's kind of entertaining watching him stumble on his words and even engage in some painfully awkward conversations with his teammates.
Got another one for Group 5.
No.
Here's the soldier that was crucial to the rout at Yilthium Fields.
Kirkin's pet initiate?
I'm literally standing right here.
Nightmares brought about by a cranky magical Gestalt conscious state.
That's okay. Ignore me. It's cool.
And don't get me started on the fake-out deaths. Like, there's quite a few in this game. Thaddeus had this big heroic sacrifice where he was meant to die in order to prevent the enemy from stealing valuable information.
Go on, go after her.
I'm not leaving you here.
I'm done for, kid. She was in our minds.
And he just ends up conveniently having a health crystal in his pocket to survive his fatal wound.
Nani?
Thaddeus? I didn't know you were alive. I've been telling everybody you were killed.
Like, you hella died. I saw you slump over. Like, why did you do that? He was trying to sell the fact that I was really gonna mourn for him. And he had this healing crystal in his pocket this whole time. Like, I would have liked it more if you showed us that healing crystal close by that's probably within reach, and then maybe I'd buy it. But it just seems like plot convenience rather than something that should be earned from better visual storytelling. But other than that, the other characters in this game were pretty good. Gina Torres from Suits did a fantastic job playing the general, and made me laugh when she delivers those punchlines from, like, the awkward humor that I so very much love in this game.
Okay, do I take the blue one off?
What?
What? Oh, okay, I put the red one on my left arm. Got it.
No. Just reach for the red sigil, Jack.
Devin was kind of like this relief character, and he's kind of okay. Every cliche you can think of about a light-hearted comic relief character is embodied in this person. I don't think I can recall a time where I've laughed at his jokes, but when he isn't trying to be funny, he's a cool guy to be around.
I remember Kirkin talking about a Jack from Seren a few times. Said you'd make a great immortal one day.
Huh. She said that?
No. I'm just trying to calm your nerves, man.
And then we got the girl with big-ass arms, similar to Tyler 1, which is Zendara. She comes off as crass at first, but you kind of appreciate how stoic she is throughout the story. Like, when it came down to it, she got your bag in. That somehow made me more attracted to her, but that's off-topic and unrelated. And then there's also Jack. I feel like his performance in the game was really fantastic. Jake Baldino even said he would like to see this guy in more projects, and I have to agree with him. I could definitely see him having a promising career in the video game industry. But overall, what kept me playing was just experiencing all the different twists and turns that the game just kept throwing me. It just got me curious in order to see like what might happen next. Like, there'll be one instance where I thought the game was nearing the end, but instead it just continued on for a couple more chapters. Others might call this some pacing issues, but I would call it a pleasant surprise since I'm pretty much invested into this world, so any more content I can get, I will gladly take. But overall, my biggest problem with the game is the performance. The PS5 wasn't really having a fun time running this game, but if you manage to snag a copy on PC, you might as well. Maybe you might have a better time than us PS5 users because you can fine-tune the graphics options however you want, and you won't be limited to just like 2 sliders to kind of fix the performance. But I will say, the story makes it worthwhile to just stay and experience what the game has to offer. So my recommendation for you is if you have absolutely nothing to play, like you're looking at your backlogs and you've already played all the games that you want, and you probably have a vague interest in this game, you should just try it out. Maybe the first hour or something. And if you don't like it, it is what it is. It just didn't stick with you. But give this one an honest try. Unless if you're not entertained by like cringy humor, then probably don't pick this up. I know there are some people that are really not going to like this game just because of how they handled the characters, but it spoke to me. So hopefully it might speak to some people. Anyways guys, if you guys liked the video, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe. Until then, I'll see you guys on the next one.